Good morning, it is Saturday, and in this week's video we're not going to do so much on the van because we have got to go and pick up the motorbike that's going in the back. So once we have that, we can figure out sizes of the bed and all the stuff that goes around that, really. So we need that before we can carry on. We were looking at quite a few things. We wanted something small, but it's got to be powerful enough to obviously support two people, which does limit your options a bit. I managed to get it down to two options. The option I chose was the less powerful of the two, but it was also the cheaper of the two by about £1,000. So to be honest, for what we want, there was no point in spending the extra £1,000. So yeah, we're going to go pick that up and follow along and see which one we chose.
There you are, sir.
Well, this wasn't on the agenda. Good job we got 4 new ones in the back.
So this is it. This is what we bought. The Honda CB300R. Tiny little bike. Fits in the van perfectly. It's only about 31 horsepower, but that's just enough to take 2 people and not feel ridiculously slow. The main thing was size, to be honest. So this is the smallest bike that we could get that would actually take 2 adults on it. So looks pretty good as well in this red and gold combo. Little Iron Man bike. Very loud with that exhaust on it. It does have a removable baffle, but I've left that in because without it it's way too loud, even for me. This morning I have changed the mirrors, so I took the tall mirrors off it to reduce the height even more, and I've put these upside down bar end mirrors on it, which practical, no, in terms of hitting my knees a little bit on full lock, and it's not as easy to see obviously as if they were above the bar, but the main thing is reducing the height so that it fits in the van as best as it can under most situations. So it's a bit of a compromise, if you say. But yeah, apart from that, I'm really happy with it. It's only done 2,600 miles. It's a 2022 plate. and it cost me £2,850, which is a bargain. Right, so since we've got some sunshine, I'm going to put the solar panel on. So to do that, we've got these plastic brackets, and these basically get glued onto the roof of the van. And we've got one for each corner, two I think for each side, and then another one for the middle of the corner. So there's a lot of these, enough support, more than enough support. And then once these are stuck down, you drill these holes out, and then we'll drill a hole in the side of the solar panel and then bolt it onto the bracket. In order to get these lined up, I don't want to be lifting the panel up and down because it's quite heavy, so I only want to do that once if we can. So what I've done is cut a piece of wood out for the width of the front, and I'm going to mark those out first, then figure out what I'm going to do for the length. Probably the same thing, cut a slightly longer bit of wood that's the length of it to get the length marked out, and then get those brackets stuck on. So yeah, let's get up there, give it a clean, and get these first few brackets stuck on. Cat has gone to Screwfix because I need some stainless bolts, washers and nuts, etc., so they don't rust. Obviously it's going to be open to all the elements, so the last thing we want is the bolts rusting and weakening or even just looking bad. So she's gone off to get those whilst I get these first few brackets stuck on. So let's go. What I want to do, or we've got to be careful of rather, is obviously we've got the max air fan, which is going to go here. We've got the max air dome that's going to go there, and then we want to have a skylight at the back as well. So need to be careful that we don't go into those areas. So I know that the fan is going to end roughly here, so I'm just going to get it where I want it here, and then make sure it's not down too far that we can't have the skylight in. Okay, so now I'm sort of laying it out. I've got a bit of an issue, and because of the width of the panel, it can't really go central because I need the edges to have something to stick on these higher ridges. So if I put it centrally, they'll be in the lower channels, which I can't have. So I'm going to have to put it slightly to one side, which is not the biggest problem in the world. Slightly irritating my OCD, but I'll get over it. The other thing is, whilst this sort of side of this corner bracket is on the high part, this part is in a lower channel section. So I know I've got this going to have the same issue with the skylight. So I have got some spacers that go in these. So I think I might have to steal a couple for this and then buy some more for that as well. So I'm gonna have to go and dig those out. Okay, found them. Here they are. So they're just pre-cut plastic that are basically perfectly the size of the channel. So rather than it just floating in midair, it now has something to stick to. They weren't that expensive to be honest, so I'll just have to buy some more for when I get the skylight, which we don't actually have yet anyway, so may not even put one in. But yeah, at least I've got them for now. So I'll get them stuck in once I've got these marked up. So what I'm going to do, when I've got the position that I want them to be in, I'm just going to draw around it with the pen, take them off, then I know the area it's going to be. I can sand it down, clean it up, stick these on. Then once that's dry, I'll stick these on and then start marking up the side ones and then the final row. Just sanded it down a little bit and then cleaned it. I'm just going to get this silicone now, CT1, and stick down this little spacer. So that's set a bit, and then I will glue this bracket, put that on there as well. There you go, that's that stuck down. Not the neatest job in the world, but doesn't really need to be. You're not going to see it. And just repeat the process for all the rest. Check to see they all fit still, and they do that way and that way. And the sides fit as well. And this side as well. All good. Just now got to let them dry, and then we put the panel in place and drill through to bolt it in. And there you go, it's on. We were going to film it, but we just had a practice run. When we got that far forward, we thought we're not taking it down to have another go, we'll just put it on. So there you go. It was a bit sketchy, but it's on and it's not broken. So that's the main thing. Just running the wires through this cable gland. Got a scan strut one, which looks nice and is low profile, but a bit of a pain in the arse so far. Get the wires through. I've got this little gasket they send out, but I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use it as a template so I know where I want my hole to go, which is going to be right there. I'm going to drill the hole for it, poke the wires through, CT1 around the hole and the edge, and then drop that in. That will obviously not come out because it's going to be pushed onto it, and then just push it down, let it set, off you go. Right, I'm just going to go get the drill. Okay, definitely not my neatest work, but sealed, which is the main thing. Just let it dry now, and then once it's done, carry on screwing the solar panel in.
There we go, all clean, all fitted, wires through. Out of breath now. In the next video, I'm going to be focusing on getting the wheels done and the tyres. Obviously we had that puncture on the motorway, so I can get the new tyres on, wheels painted. We've not got a spare currently, so I'm going to get one of those and use one of the best tyres that's coming off to go onto the spare. But yeah, we'll see how we get on next week. We'll see you in the next one.